How many of you have heard of Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer? Show of fingers. Who's heard of Justice Stephen Breyer? Only one of you. Nadine, have you heard Democrats calling on him to retire so President Biden can name his replacement?
I know they asked Beta Ginsburg before she died. They may be asking someone else, but I haven't heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. So let me just tell you a little background. You can tell me what you think. So Justice Breyer, who was appointed by President Clinton back in the 90s, as you know, like other Supreme Court justices, has a lifetime appointment. He can serve until he dies or until he chooses to retire. He turns 83 next month. So it's almost 83. How many of you think he should retire now so that he's replaced by someone of a similar liberal judicial philosophy?
Oh, why not? I'm for it.
Younger.
Then retire.
4 of you?
Yes, so.
They have
Five?
a few people on the list for High Court.
Okay, so 5 of you think that given his age and given the fact that Biden would name a replacement who's similar to him ideologically, he should retire.
I think so.
Okay, got it.
And I'm sure he can afford it.
Are any of you at this point at all troubled by the way the previous Supreme Court justices ended up on the court? Kavanaugh?
I am.
You are, Nadine? Anybody else? Robert? Okay. Robert, what was troubling to you about how the previous ones got on?
Well, I don't like the way Trump, when Justice Ginsburg did pass, that he hurried up and just picked one when we know he could have waited just a little bit and had someone, like that.
Strategy.
Yes. So I did not like the way that happened, and I don't even know who the girl was, but.
Okay. Anybody else troubled by the way the previous ones ended up on the court? I'll take that as a no. Okay.
Do you see her?
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you got her on you got Justice Ginsburg on the mask.
That's right.
All right. Great. How many of you have heard of Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer? B-R-E-Y-E-R. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer. Daniel has. Okay. How many of you have heard Democrats calling upon him to retire now so President Biden can name his replacement? So Dan, you heard that. So let me give us some context for the 5 of you. Justice Breyer was appointed by President Bill Clinton back in the mid-1990s and has a lifetime appointment to the US Supreme Court like all the Supreme Court justices. He can serve until he dies or until he decides to retire. He turns 83 next month. How many of you think he should retire now so he's replaced by someone of a similar liberal judicial philosophy? Show of fingers. Just one of you. Why don't the other 4 of you feel that way?
Because I don't think that's how it works. I think if he's completely capable of doing his job, he stays in his seat until it's time to retire or he can no longer do the job. I mean, it's almost like court stacking. You know, you don't get to pick, that's basically trying to ensure another like-minded view, and that isn't how it's supposed to be. It's really just whoever's up when the seat needs to be filled.
Okay. So Shannon, there was an argument that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died last year, remember, stuck around too long. And that a lot of people on the left were very upset with her. That when President Obama was still in office and he could have named her replacement, she stuck it out too long. And then she ended up having her replacement named by President Trump. So then rather than having another liberal justice, you ended up with a replacement who was very conservative, Amy Coney Barrett.
Yep.
That doesn't bother you at all?
No, because that's how it works. I mean, lots of things happen in the government that I don't like, but that's how the system works. and she was lucid and perfectly capable of maintaining her seat in the Supreme Court until she wasn't. And unfortunately, the way it happened, a Republican came in, but I'm not going to complain about it because that's just how the rules are.
Okay, got it. All right. Anybody have a different point of view on this?
I do.
Daniel?
So the game has changed. The Republicans changed the game, how people get nominated. So what's his name, Garland? He was nominated way in advance by Obama. So they hold that nomination, and he didn't get through. So the Senate there's a great chance that becomes a Republican, and they're going to do the same thing. I think the safe thing is, replacing it when there's a Democratic president and a Democratic Senate in place. So I'm for balance. I think that the more conservative court is not good for the country. It will be a very one-sided. So I think having a balanced court, we like it or not, the Supreme Court is now politicized the way they get elected. So Senate can hold the nomination for a year until there's a desirable president. So the game has changed. So that they have to be more creative and more smart enough to change it while they can. So I agree with what they say about Stephen Breyer.
Okay, great.